A very good evening to you, and welcome to Borough on the Road number 4. Well done. Well done. You're in for a fantastic night. We've evolved these nights as we've gone on. Has anyone been to previous nights? Right, brilliant. Well, we've upped the ante a little bit tonight because we are live streaming right across the interweb. So we're live streaming to all at home. So if you're here tonight and you've got your PIP assessment tomorrow, maybe get your hood up now. Just to put you in your... I hate you to lose your benefits. This is going to be a night of two halves. We're going to have a little interval in between. I just want you to enjoy yourself. That's what this is all about. This is you getting closer to the people that you revere on the pitch on match day. And we'll try to get you as close as possible. We're going to have a chat. I've got a load of questions that you filed online, which I'll put to the players and the management team. We'll go through as many as possible. We'll have a break, and we'll come back, and we'll do it all again. Are you happy with that? Yeah. Unlucky if you're not happy, because that's what's going to happen. So, ladies and gentlemen, can I introduce to the stage the wonderful architect of so much that's happened at Middlesbrough Football Club over the last year, Mr. Viveash. Milk it, Eddie. It's all right. And our manager, the man who has brought Hellball to Middlesbrough Football Club, Mr. Kim Hellberg. I've got to say, first of all, they could have got us more comfortable chairs. It's like being at school, isn't it? In front of the headmistress or the headmaster. Thank you for coming along tonight for Borough on the Road number 4. Eddie, you're a veteran of these, right? And I know how much you enjoy them. But to hear that, the pair of yous, what these people who have loved your football club for so long think of you, how does it make you feel when you hear that rapturous applause? I'll go to you, Kim, first.
Sorry, I thought you were talking to Eddie. No, I was happy. It was very nice to welcome in here, and surprised by so many people here. But yeah, it would be fun, and thank you for that one.
And I know, Eddie, this is not the side that is what you do. You love your football, but to be loved, and you saw this when you sort of stepped in, how much these fans love what you do and what you bring to the club. That must mean the world to you.
Yeah, as I said at the time, I was very humbling, and I feel no different. It's a wonderful football club. Brilliant people work at the club, and amazing people support the club, and it's just a real privilege to work here.
Does it help? When you preparing your teams and you're coming up with what you're going to do, does it help that you know on a Saturday you're going to have that 12th man on the pitch? They're going to be roaring and supporting you. Does that come into your factoring when you're out there with the players in the training ground at Rockcliffe, Kim?
Of course it helps. Love the support home and away. It's been unbelievable, actually, and I think that's a pleasure to be a part of and to be looking forward to, and that's almost the same feeling every time, that after a game you're looking forward to the next one, and to play again, to meet all of you, and to try to perform in the best way to make as many people as possible happy. So yeah, that's motivation as everyone.
I get the sense from the pair of yous, you like to watch the football that you're the architects of. You like what you see, and you've got to like what you see. Is that a big player in your thinking with football? It's got to be attractive for the fans and for the players to buy into what you do.
Yeah, I think that, trying to link it together, I think, is massive. You're trying to produce winning football at the end of the day, but if it brings enjoyment to people as well at the same time, and certainly they must be very enjoyed at the moment, because It's interesting for all of us, me included.
Take us into the dugout then, okay? Because I can tell you, I wasn't lucky enough to get to Bramall Lane, but I was pacing the floor for the last 20 minutes in my living room. Did you all feel the same? What do you do in the dugout? Are you as nervous as what we are, or do you have to find that inner calmness? I know he's got ice in his veins. You know, what is it like? Take us into the dugout, Kim.
No, I'm nervous, 100%. Sometimes more than others, but it's you get emotion of wanting everyone to succeed, wanting the players to win the game, wanting the supporters to be happy, and you can feel that sometimes that you try to make the right decisions, but of course we're a human being. We want to win, we want to achieve something, we want to be happy, and then you get those feelings of what's the right decision here, what's the right decision to do, and I think that's part of being a coach. You feel nervous, you feel happy, you feel sad, get a lot of emotions. I think similar to the supporters. So that's what it's about, and just to try to find the calm way in those emotions, in those feelings, to do the right thing. And sometimes you get it right, sometimes you don't, and that's life. And you have to learn and try to move forward from it. That's the thing.
You've got more right than you got wrong. Trust me. You certainly have. All of us as a team. As a team of coaches, you've brought more coaches in to help. What is that division of labour like in the training scenario? Take us into Rockcliffe in the training. How do you separate all the different jobs that need to be done?
I think we have. I have 3 amazing assistant managers that were coaches that works with me. Hannes, David, and Eddie. We have divided the players into 3 different groups, which means that all the assistant coaches has 1 group each with 7-8 players that they are responsible for in terms of giving feedback to every week in analysts, in individual meetings where they sit with the players so they can be texting them things. That's one big part of our way of working. Then we work together through the sessions. I have some meetings. Sometimes it could be some of them having the meetings. That's like trying to build an environment. We're working together. We also have 3 amazing analysts with us that does very, very good and a lot of work. We have Linus that come in with the goalkeepers that are amazing, and then we have a lot of people around that helps with physics and all those things. So I think it's a group of coaches, a group of human beings that works tight together, that helps each other, that bring joys to the work. I think that is important, and trying to get a togetherness in the staff of us trying to achieve something together. I think that's important today. You cannot do everything yourself. That's impossible. You need brilliant coaches with you. You need brilliant people around it, and we try to divide things, and they are responsible for different groups and players to give them as much as ever possible. I think that's the key thing. We're trying to give every player as much as ever possible, even if they start or not, and try to develop them through the weeks. And I think the players can feel that, and that builds a stronger group together. So I'm just happy having all those unbelievable good coaches and people around the club that helps me doing my job in a much easier.
And Eddie, you transitioned over for Kim coming in. How are you surprised, or does it not surprise you to how quickly the players have adapted to a different style? But you're part of that architecture. Are you sort of the kingpin in that you sort of transitioned everything over?
No, I think Kim's the kingpin, the linchpin, the kingpin, any other pin, whatever you want to call it. Look, it's as it surprised me. No, when you see the level of the man's work, then you understand why it's been quite seamless. We were talking about it about an hour ago about certain things to do with Kim's meetings. One of the great things about him is he's extremely humble. But I've been fortunate enough to work with and observe some really, really top high-level coaches, and he is definitely in that bracket. It's an exciting time for the football club. You're very lucky, actually, to have him leading your group, and it's just interesting. That's the word I would use. I found it very interesting to see how he works, how he attacks every day. but he's very calm in situations where you say transition of football. You know, I think going into Derby, he'd obviously only been in a couple of days. We'd had the disappointment of the end of the Coventry game, and you know, it was quite difficult to really get that emotion in. But the way the game panned out and getting a late winner and 2 late goals probably added to it. But I think then the 4 days into Hull was when he really picked up his work. But it's not about me passing on what I think. You only have to see the players and the way they are and enjoying their football and the way they're being expressive. But yeah, I found it really, really interesting because I'm slightly older than Kim and been around a little bit longer, and you know, now I'm the only English coach in the room as well, which is quite interesting because when you talk about the touchline, Kim drops into Swedish a little bit, and so the dugout with 10 minutes to go when he's talking Swedish is brilliant, to be fair. Yeah, but all jokes aside, they, you know, they're all really good human beings. They try and work together. We try and share. When you talked about the training work, you know, we all do different things as well. And Kim tries to, you know, to factor in everybody's skill sets in different ways every day. And I think that's also a skill of his. But he's a top coach, by the way.
What is the one thing you've learned from him? Because they say you've coached for a long time, you've played for a long time, you've been around some of the biggest clubs around. You are a scholar. I know this. You're a scholar of coaching. But what have you learned from Kim? Because you learn from everybody, don't you?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I think if you're, you know, if you want to be a coach and you want to develop, then, you know, I suppose he's taught me things around how you can impact a group extremely quickly and, you know, get probably a style of football that, you know, I thought with certain players was maybe a little bit far-reaching, with all the respect in the world. And to do that as quickly as he's done it, and the way he's done it, is that's probably the biggest thing. But I think you can take many things. I take many things from Kim as well as David and Anis. Like he spoke about, they all work in slightly different ways. As coaches, we all work in slightly different ways. It's how you marry it together. But he's a very impressive gentleman, no?
Yes.
There you go.
How lovely is that? That you hear from Eddie. But what have you learned from Eddie, Kim? Because again, you're be careful. But you must have drawn in on his experience of the Championship when you came to the club, and he is an impressive guy. I know he's humble, but he's an amazing coach. You must have drawn so much from him.
I agree, and yeah, a lot. But I think that's how this group works together. We try to learn from each other. We have different strengths in football, in being human, how you lead a team, and I think that's important to try to learn from all the time. And Eddie has been helping me a lot since the first day in about everything, I would say, in how you manage a club in England in terms of understand things. He knows every player in this league. I think that is unbelievable. And the coaches we play against and the teams we play and how they sell out their teams and then of course on the football pitch. I think that's the same thing for me to watch him be on the pitch and trying to learn and trying to see how he handles things. He has been working with a lot of the best players in the world, actually, in terms of helping them and develop them, and so it's just trying to learn every day, and I do, and I'm very, very happy having him on my side.
And the team around you seem very well-grounded, humble people. Is that important around the players, that they see you as people that are willing to learn from them as well as teaching them? Is it a two-way thing with the players?
I think it is. They have so much knowledge and qualities, and at the end of the day, it's they're going to perform on the pitch. So I think it's a lot about trying to create that connection with the players, connection with the staff, and all around it, that we're in it together. That's how we get results. That's how we can achieve maybe better than you maybe could or people thought, because you can do it together. So I think that's important. I learned from the the coaching staff. I learn from the player every day. That's been unbelievable to watch me in terms of listen to me and work with me and take in the information, try to do the best from it. So I'm just very happy to be here. I'm enjoying every day, and I'm looking forward to the next day every day.
And we're looking forward to having you, genuinely. A brilliant run at the moment, at Touchwood. And it is a testament to how you've coached the players into playing a certain style. There was a little sticky patch. How do you cope as coaches with those little bumps in the road? Is it a long game? Do you have to look at it as a, we will get over this? How do you approach sticky patches?
I think we try to work the same way every day. Whatever win, lose or draw, we try to learn from the game. We try to develop from the game. We look at it in the same way. Then, of course, you need to handle the result in different ways to bring energy, because that's the thing with every meeting or whatever theory we have. It's to get out with more energy than they had going in, even if we won, lose or draw. And that's how we try to handle those games and after the games. And I think if you look at that, we didn't score for, I think it was 7 hours. We still work the same way. We still believe in the same things. Then, of course, you need to handle the meetings a little bit differently to bring the energy, to bring the belief into it. And watch a lot of numbers, statistics after the Derby game, because there's been a lot of things that have been very, very good. We just not scored the goals, and that's sometimes come down to small margins. And Southampton game was a big one to go back, and then we picked up 5 more wins after that one. So it's trying to work the same way every day, then using where the journey takes you to try to handle it in the best way to be better from it. That's what my father told me always, try to be better the next day every day as a coach, as a person, as a human being. And if you do that, you can go far, and that's what it's about, trying to learn every day, not after a win we need to get better. That was the first thing we talked about after the game on Monday. We need to get better, we need to improve, we need to work on things that we need to do better to win more games. That's what it's about, and I think that's the strong thing with this group, and also how we work.
When you say you've got that continuity, that procedure of training, it must fry your heads when you don't get the same result as you got the week before. As you say, you never scored for a while as a team, but you're doing the same thing. But before you scored a pot full of goals, and now you're scoring goals again. How do you cope with that as coaches? Eddie, I'll ask you, how do you cope where the preparation's the same, everything's the same, everything's fantastic, but that thing on the pitch, it does our pans in as fans, doesn't it? Where you go, how's it changed? What is it like for coaches?
I think we just stay calm. I think you've got to bring a calmness to it. As Kim said, there were so many good things in those 4 games during that run that, you had a brilliant video reel anyway. It was just the missing end product. But I think we had 80 shots in the 4 games, which is, certainly people I speak to in the game had contacted me that are also around the top ends of this division going, well, the numbers are ridiculous anyway. So I think you keep reinforcing the message to the players, and as Kim said, the way he gets to work is that he wants to improve people every day. That's staff and players. You want to try and aim to be better every day, and I think there's always another game, isn't there? This is the championship. This is what it's about. There's always another game, and I think that's how we felt. We knew the games were obviously big. We knew you needed to get Southampton. You could feel that you probably needed a positive result, but I think we all felt once we scored the first goal that they were going to keep coming, and the reality is they have, and the players deserve enormous credit for just keeping calm and keeping that belief in the way Kim wants to work. Because again, sometimes in some clubs you can have a little bit of a feel that you might think it's starting to drift away. There was no change here, absolutely zero change. More even front-footed around the work, I would say, from the players. And there's an outstanding group here. You have to say that this year in many different ways. And the leaders in the dressing room just, you're going to speak to a couple later, but they push the accelerator down, and that's what happens.
Wonderful stuff, guys. Now, Eddie knows what's coming here. You know what's on this piece of paper, don't you? Kim, you don't. These are questions that the fans have sent in. So what we've done on the previous ones, we had a box, and as people came in, wrote questions in the box, and I would pull the question out. And I didn't know what was coming up. But these were put in online when we said we were doing the event tonight. So I'm just going to rattle through them, okay? And so we go on. So Jay asked this question. How was adjusting to Teesside? I'm going to say for the both of you, because you haven't been here for too long, Eddie. How was adjusting to Teesside life been for the pair of yous, getting around the area? How are you all fitting in as Teessiders? Kim, I'll ask you first.
I must be to the training ground, but of course I've been also in Yarm sometimes with Eddie, and so it's been very nice. It's been a very nice area. Now the family's over, so I will try to see a little bit more of it. But it's mainly been the training ground and the stadium for me. Actually, that's
workaholic.
Yeah. That's the sad part of it. But yeah, it's a lot of nice things to see, and I have gotten a list from the people around me, so I will go around more and watch more. I will.
Now you're a veteran at Teesside, Eddie. How we find it? How we find being up here?
Yeah, lovely. Really nice. People are lovely. Some really nice places to go. Lovely villages, etc. Do a nice drop of red wine. Yeah, it comes in handy. Obviously, me and my fiancée, we get around. We've been around a bit, which is lovely. Like I say, everybody's really welcoming, and it's a real nice feel around the place. Long way from home, but people make you feel like this is your home now, and that's how it's been. And some interesting conversations over a couple of glasses when you're out having a bite to eat. But it's nice to feel the passion around the place.
Do you enjoy that? When you feel, because the joy that you give to these people, you're in a position that not many people can do that. You are making people happy, thousands of people happy every week. And when you go around the street, people want to shake your hand, they want to say thank you. How does that make you feel as human beings rather than just coaches? Kim?
I'm a little bit proud and of course happy. I think that's been like all the support I've been given since the first day has been brilliant. Been just happy people everywhere, and I think that's one key thing in the position I am, to try to give back as much as possible, and that's what I'm trying to do. Being as open as you can be, being as supportive as you can be, trying to involve as much as you can. I think that's very, very important when you're in this position, and trying to give back to the people that give me and my family so much in terms of memories and things that I will never forget. So I'm just very, very happy to be here and trying to give back as much as possible.
And if there's a glass of red wine involved, it's always welcome.
Yeah, look, I think I agree with Kim. It works both ways. I think it's always really interesting to also find out about the people that want to talk to you. You know, you try and turn it round and ask them how they've travelled 700 miles to go to a game, and you know, the commitment for people at this football club is incredible. It really is incredible, and you know, the unity that's been shown here, you know, through this season has been special to witness, special to see. But it's always interesting when people grab you. I always think that's interesting, especially when you're on your way to the toilet or something.
I'll be back, honest. I'll be back. Francis asked the question, what would it mean to you as a coaching team to take this club back to the Premier League? As individuals, what would it mean for you? Now you know the fans, you know what the club is. What would it mean to you if it did happen, Eddie?
I think, you know, I said it on the first day I joined the club. The reason I came to the club was to try and be part of a group that, you know, took the club back to the promised land. I didn't shy away from that, and I won't now. I think that is the aim why you work for this football club. You've got to be a certain kind of person to play here, and I think you've got to be a certain kind of person to work here. So, you know, you've got to accept that. That's the challenge. It'd mean a tremendous amount. Yeah, probably the best thing that had happened in my career, and I've been very fortunate to achieve a lot as a player and as a coach. But I think it would top the lot, to be honest, just because of how much has gone on in the season, and yeah, like I said, the unity that's been shown by players, staff, supporters. It would be a very, very special thing. Yeah.
And Kim, we've been in the Championship a long time. It's a tough old league, as you know, to get out of. But this is It's a bottle of red wine on the way.
Sorry.
The order's coming.
That's the waiter. He's just very...
But to be able to, if possible, we're not jinxing anything, but what would it mean for you to give these fans Premier League football?
Yeah, it's a big question, and of course I agree with Eddie. You were coming here to try to achieve it. Then if it was in this year, or next year, or wherever it was, I don't know. But the goal was to come here and try to make it. I think I've been coaching senior football for 15 years and always dreamed of coming to the Premier League, far away from the lowest division in Sweden. But watching it and looking at it and seeing as a dream and as a maybe possibility to sometimes maybe get a chance, and now we're in it, and now we're working to try to achieve it as hard as we ever can, and that's the thing. We're doing the same thing now that we did 2 months ago. It hasn't changed. We try to win every game. We try to improve every session. We try to work as much as possible to give the players the best opportunity to develop, and that we know gives us the best opportunity to win games. So I think it's a similar way, and I think it's important for especially me in that role that I am, not to be carried away and not to start doing things differently. I need to be with my foot on the ground and working to do the same thing for the players as I do every day, and that's where we're at. And if we achieve it, we will, and I know that a lot of people will do everything they can to help us, and I think that's what we've seen. We've been fortunate going to the stadium, and I think the last game in Norwich home was a massive one in terms of the energy, the loudness, and how we work together. I think that was a very special moment, and the same thing last Monday. 3,000 on a Monday night, far away from home. I think it's amazing. So that gives you even more motivation to do what's right and try to do everything you can to again improve, because that is the way to go forward. That's the way to try to bring that type of happiness to the club. So keep working with that.
Well, leads me into the next one, and it's from Diane, who messaged and says, Gary, I hope you can read this out. It's not a question. I just want to say a big thank you. It's an absolute pleasure to listen to you, Kim, talk at press conferences, explain the detail of your philosophy on football and how you feel the game should be played. As a supporter, this is a breath of fresh air, so insightful, and I just wanted to say to you and all your coaching staff, thank you very much.
Thank you.
There's not many jobs where you can have that such of effect on people, and you're doing that. Right, here we go. Jamie, across your Borough career, we've seen a lot of fluidity in play, in and out of possession. What is the key to making this happen? What are you doing to get these players to pass the ball and be fluid? Obviously, a coach. I'm reading words I don't understand, so please, can you explain?
I try to tell them to read. That's the thing, and then we go from there. But it's been again. I think that's the environment there is from the players, how they create that one. The people around the club, how they create an environment where it's hard work, and then of course you try to use the strengths in the players. You try to use that and try to see how connected to how you want to play the game, what you believe in, what you believe is important, because that's the thing for me. I cannot stand before the players and saying that we're gonna kick the ball and just let them have the ball and just defend. I cannot do that. That's impossible. It goes against everything I believe in. So I'm a coach that always gonna believe in the players, gonna believe in the human being, that they can with confidence, with help, with energy, with being positive, help them to achieve things and get out their full potential. And then of course there's a lot of tactics in it, but it also comes from hard work. That's without the players running as much as they're doing, without the players fighting in as much as they're doing, it doesn't matter what I say, it doesn't matter what I wrote down or how I wanted to play. That's the main thing, and you got that in loads in this squad, in this group of players, and that's what helps you. And then of course it's trying to, again, it goes back to trying to develop every day, use every game we play to from it learn, and that's what we've done. After the Norwich game we tried to learn. We know that there was things that we didn't do good enough. We tried to learn from it, and I think you could see that on the next game, and that's what it's about. And it will come games where we're not at the best and we will lose games and we will draw games. That's football. But how can you from that be better the next day? That it always comes back to that, and that what I think is what people have helped me a lot with here in terms of creating that group. The play's been unbelievable, and everyone around it from everyone there. So that gives you a good platform to work with the football things, and that makes it much easier for me together with everyone else to help them.
This next one's, I think, a bit of a hospital pass. So I'm going to put it to you, Eddie, centre half. So firstly, congratulations, says Peter. Thank you for the job you're doing at my club. You and Eddie look to work so well together in coaching and on the pitch. Do you like each other and are you friends? Eddie?
Yes, I think I'm a stand-in father for Kim, aren't I? You know, while his dad's back in Sweden. But yeah, look, it's
more a brother.
Yeah. Thank you. I'll take that. I'll take brother. Look, you never know how things are going to be. It's obviously Kim's walking into a situation where he's being appointed head coach of a massive football club, and we didn't know what the situation was going to be. Nobody knows how you're going to work, but I think I'm really proud of how we've settled together, and I certainly class Kim as a friend now. I really do, and that is a massive thing to say after such a short period of time. But we have a good laugh. We've enjoyed each other's company. We've spent some time together, and obviously with my partner as well. And we've been out and had dinner, and we went to the dance, which was great last week.
I saw that.
Yeah,
did you enjoy it?
Yeah, it was good. Yeah, it was. The board looked really small, and then even smaller after a couple of beers. But it was. It was great. It was great to be able to do that. We've talked about that as well, about how you integrate all the staff together, the great staff at Rockcliffe, and also make Kim, David, and Anis feel very welcome. And that's been a big part of what we tried to do. But I certainly really enjoy our working relationship, and we love talking football. We've talked football for hours and hours, and I try and problem solve, and my job is to try and get inside this incredible brain and try and interpret that. And fortunately, I've got quite a bit of experience of that, and it's been really interesting to try and get in that head. And I'm as interested as you as supporters. So. He's a really, really wonderful human being. I will give him that. Yeah.
I'll take you good friends then. I've just read the next one. This is brilliant, absolutely brilliant. So before the game, you go in, and the players are out there warming up. This is from Gary, by the way. They're out there warming up. What do you two do? I'm just reading them out.
Well, I'm outside with the warm-up, so, yeah.
So, Kim, what do you do?
I'm in the manager room. What am I doing? That's a good question. Maybe watch, if there's a game on, I watch that one. I try to find the car Harry's been giving me. Putting those jeans on, that's something. We have no mirrors, that's good. So it's just let's go with it, and then it's not.
You don't know, do you? Is it a bit of a blur before the game because you put so much work and hard energy into preparation of the team? In that moment when they're out warming up, 20 minutes to kick off, what is that feeling like? Is it like a blur?
It seems like that from my answer, like it was. But I mean, it is. I think it's for me. It's always like I'm in there and I cannot do so much. I just think I enjoy the time, 20 minutes being alone in there, and it's quiet, and then I know it's going to be waiting 2 hours of intense and being clever and try to rest my brain. Maybe that's what I'm doing.
Brilliant. Sarah's asked, what is the specific process for preparing the team for an upcoming match? And how do the players react to what you prepare them with? I'm sort of paraphrasing what Sarah's trying to get at. Is it you've got to find a balance of not overloading the players with information, getting the maximum sweet spot? Is that what you've got to find in preparation for a game?
That's. I think we do a lot of almost overload. Depends on. I think it depends on what group you have. But we are using the game we played much more than we used the next game. So it's been. If we play Norwich on a Saturday, we use that game much more than we used the next game, the Sheffield United game. So we go into the Sheffield United game the day before the game. That's where we show the players the game plan or what we're going to train on. Of course, we coaches look at Sheffield United earlier, so we can build the training sometimes in things that we think is going to be important into that game without telling the players. But for us, it's been connected to what I talked about in the beginning, development. So we're more using the game we played to develop from it. Then sometimes we find parts that we then can use in the next game, but we do very little on the opponent actually, and the day before the game and the game day. So it's mainly offensive setup the day before the game and a defensive setup on the game day. That's what we do and work from it.
This is from Lee, and I think this will float your boat, the pair of yous. It's a two-parter. First of all, who's your favourite NFL team, if you have one? And the second bit is, do you look at other sports and see how their coaches coach? Everything from darts. Do you have a darts coach? I don't know, but to other sports like baseball, American football, do you look at other coaching methods and see how you can take bits and use it on your coaching methods, Adi?
I like to watch elite sport at the highest level, so I don't know whether it's the Ryder Cup, I'm sure a lot of people would watch that, or you have the World Championship in the darts, say in the snooker, in all different sports, to see how people deal with pressure. I think that's the thing I generally take, not so much from coaches, but more about how the people, say Rory McIlroy when he won the Grand Slam, in terms of failing for so many times, which deemed a failure, finishing second 4 times, but then getting over the line. So what that takes for that perseverance, that intelligence, that real professionalism to keep going at that level. So that's what I would say. NFL, no, I need to pass on to Kim. NFL.
Favourite NFL team?
This is the thing. This is an embarrassing answer, but I've been watching NFL for 10 years, and I like always pick the team that I like most that season. But I get a little stick from that now, so I have promised to choose a team to the next season, but I cannot give you an answer today, because I need to pick the right one. So,
pick the winner.
Yeah, pick the winner. Because that's the thing with American sport, it sometimes can be a rebuild for a long time, and I want to win some games on the Sunday. So I'm going to pick a team, and then I come back to him. And what was
the second part is, do you look at other sports and see coaching techniques and what they do with their playing staff to what you can incorporate within your coaching technique?
A lot. Basketball sometimes with rotations, different things, and also NFL, how we beat out man-man marking, how you beat different types of movements to create space for yourself. Actually a lot.
We're in basketball, don't pick the ball up. That's what we say to the players. Don't pick the ball up, just use your feet. Claire says, this is a good one. She says, is there any members of the squad that you can't understand the accent or their language yet? Him.
It was funny, that question, because I didn't understand what you said, but just before with that, I didn't understand a word. Sorry. Sorry, that was not sorry. That's why I smiled awkwardly and tried to. But sometimes that's what I have to do. Like it's difficult when I I think the people around the club is quite good, because they're used to talk to footballers come from different countries. But when I go to the shop and try to shop food, and I cannot understand. That it goes going like this. Otherwise they're quite. And I'm picking up. And now my son has started the school. So hopefully he will get that beautiful accent. So. And Grace's first word will probably be in English, so it's a lot of things to look forward to.
Trust me, your English is far better than my Swedish. Okay, I'm a Trimden anyway. Eddie, anybody that you struggle with the accent, or have you managed to attune straight in?
I think a few players would say they struggle with my accent, to be honest, but no, only when they drift into Dutch, Italian, French, Swedish. That's when it becomes a little bit more difficult. But no, they're a good group in terms of if they need to slow it down for the elder statesmen in the coaching group, they slow the words down. It's quite good.
I was going to say, I think Kim feels how you feel, because he could understand me, but brilliant. Harry wants to know from the pair of you, was it always coaching for you? You know, from playing as a young person growing up, did you always want to go into coaching, into management? Eddie, I'll start with you first. Was it always a pathway for you?
I don't think it always. I think I probably, maybe when I went to Warsaw when I was 25, and I think I found it quite easy. We had 4 or 5 really good, talented young players that played there in the starting 11. I think how I found it quite natural to help them. I always thought to myself, probably from that age, that I'd probably make a good youth team coach. Never thought I'd work at the youth team at the level I did, but that's what I thought to try and pass on. But I think when I got maybe towards the end, I finished at 37, I think, playing career, it just seemed like quite a natural progression into it. It's the next best thing for me in playing is trying to help and affect players. And so I've been very fortunate. The game's been very good to me.
Always a pathway for you?
I tried to be a footballer first, but was too lazy. Very, very lazy. Didn't like to run, so I felt that I had to stop and try to, because I always loved football. I always played those manager games on the computer with friends and sitting up and doing those things. So I think I always felt that I was better at that than playing myself. So when I was 22, I stopped playing. I still loved playing football, but I wasn't good enough, and it was not going to lead me somewhere. So tried to go the long way to be a coach and try to work my way forward, and I'm very happy for that today. And it's been 15 years of senior level from everywhere in Sweden, from the lowest division up to Allsvenskan, of course, and now to England, which means that is a journey I'm very proud of, and I'm very happy that I put my shoes on the shelf early, because that was a very good decision.
Final one. I think widen it out to the hardest part of coaching, because Yusuf wants to know, how difficult is it telling players they're not playing? Is that one of the hardest things within coaching and management? Kim, I'll go to you first.
No, I think, again, you need to understand that I think it's more tough to have the feeling that they sometimes deserve to play because they've done everything you ask of them, but you can only pick 11 players. But I think that's if you doing everything you can for every player. That's why I think it's so important to create an environment where the coaches helps every player, no matter if you're number 2 or number 20, in terms of individual feedback and trying to help them to become the best version of themselves. I think I feel quite comfortable in we doing that, and then it's the rules of just being able to pick 10 outfield players and 1 goalkeeper, and that's of course you feel sometimes that you want to pick more, and sometimes you feel that there are players deserving to play, but it's impossible for the moment to give it to them, and that's just a part of the game I think you need to live with, but of course if you could pick everyone you would, that deserves it, that works hard, but that's not the name of the game, and I think you have to get yourself in a role where you accept that, and again, what you do with everyone outside of that picking the team is the thing that is important, the things that the players I think will respect you for if you do, and that's why I'm very proud of the environment we created together.
Eddie, most difficult part of coaching for you?
I think it's very different, obviously, from an assistant role, because you can have the relationship where you have to try and keep all 22 on the same level going, you know what I mean? So Kim talks about the work, every single player under Kim gets the same work. they do, it's only the match day that obviously there's 11 that he can pick. So everybody else gets exactly the same. And I think that's helps with the rest of the process. But for me, it's probably seeing the disappointment on players' faces through the years, certainly when they miss out on really big games. And, you know, like I say, your role is to make them be ready for when that moment comes that Kim uses them. So, you know, that's quite difficult to see the disappointment. It's difficult to see players that, you know, maybe have had an outstanding week in training or game, and Kim wants to go a slightly different way, or other coaches I've worked with go in a slightly different way. But your job is to get them over that as quickly as possible, because they can still affect the game. And, you know, as you've seen the impacts of the substitutes, certainly under Kim's reign already, that, you know, there's a massive group. There's a big group here. It's not just 11 players. There's a team of players that will contribute and have contributed already this season.
And finally, Monday night, are you looking forward to it? Start with you, Eddie, first of all, Coventry.
Yeah, Kim was asking me about this earlier. You know, obviously, it's as everybody knows, I was there a long time, and it's the first time I've been back in a competitive fixture. I went to watch went scouting for us for the Coventry-Leicester game after we'd won on the Friday, which was nice to be there when we'd had a big result. And you know, it's a club that obviously means a lot to me because of how long I worked there and the journey we went on, and I'm very proud of that journey. But I'm not really sure how I'm going to feel. I have a lot of friends and family going, and but hopefully it's a great game. I said to Kim earlier, I really hope that both teams play at their maximum, and our fans are jumping a lot at the end.
Looking forward to it, Kim.
To every game. I'm looking forward to every game. Every game. It's been brilliant every game, coming to new stadiums, having the support home and away. I think every game has been brilliant, and of course you want to win as always, but every game has been an experience that I will take with me for the rest of my life. It's big for me to be here. It's very, very big for me to be in England, in this amazing club, coaching at this type of level from the journey that I started. So I'm trying also to enjoy every moment I get a chance to do that, and always going out on the pitch before the games and try to watch the stadiums that I watched on the television since I was a little kid, and realizing I'm here, I'm coaching here, and that means a big thing for me, and so I'm just trying to enjoy every day and looking forward to this game as the rest of them.
You two, you're brilliant. You genuinely are. Thank you very, very much for your time, your patience with my language, Kim. Can we have a massive round of applause for Eddie Viveash and Kim Hellberg? Wonderful people, absolutely wonderful people. Right, we're going to have a 20-minute break or so, and then we're back for part 2. So go to the toilet, charge your glasses, do what you need to do. We'll see you back here in 20 minutes. Wonderful. You've woken up. Welcome back to Eden. Welcome back to part 2. Did you enjoy part 1? Very insightful, two amazing footballing minds that we look at over the club. Now, here we are at part 2. I've got a couple of little things just to mention. Now, after we finish the Q&A with the lads, we'll do the raffle. Have you all got your raffle tickets? There's about 6 of yous. We'll come and find you if you haven't bought any. We will find you. If you've got your raffle tickets and you've bought them, rather nick them, we'll be doing the draw straight after the Q&A. So don't get up and leave when the lads go off. Stay, we'll do the draw, we'll hand over the prize, and that sort of thing. Is that okay? Oh, wait, give us a bit more than that. Is that all right? Beautiful. Right, let's get on with events, because you don't hear me waffle on. I love these nights. You know, Borough on the road are just a wonderful opportunity to get an insight into the people that we revere, as I say. And these three that we've got tonight are just absolutely fantastic. You love them, you shout their names, and you're going to love them even more tonight. So can I welcome to the stage Mr. Tommy Conway. Mr. Hayden Hackney. And Mr. Luke Ayling. I think safe to say they love you. Is that fair to say? There was a bit of dancing out the back from the three of you to pig bag. I noticed that. How you find the season as players? I'll start with you, Tommy, because as fans we're absolutely buzzing. Do you feed off what they bring you on match day?
Yeah, of course. I think the fans have been unbelievable since I've come to the club, and you know this year we're doing really well. And we feed off that energy on the pitch, and when we're on the pitch, we just want to give back to you. And when we're doing well, and we're obviously in the position where we are now, it's all we're all very happy. So yeah, hopefully that can continue.
And Hayden, it's a good run that the team are on. Can I say we? Because I feel as fans we are part of what you're performing on the pitch, because that away support down at Sheffield was nobody's business. Do you love it when you look over to the away fans and there's 3,000, 4,000, 5,000 there? How does it make you feel?
Yeah, it's unbelievable. Especially, I think the Norwich game, wasn't it? I think they got us over the line in the end. We needed them, and I think they knew that. And yeah, thanks to them, we got the 3 points. And
Luke, you've played massive games, and since you've been here at Borough, you've absolutely nailed it here. You know, the guy I think I might have said this to you before in the last Q&A. The guy who sits next to me said, I hated Luke Ayling when he played for Leeds. But now he plays for us. I absolutely love him. What do you feel about playing at the Riverside? Do you enjoy it as much as you enjoy watching you do your stuff?
Yeah, of course. Like Hax just said, like I think the last game at home was very special. Then like the last 20 minutes, the noise in the stadium was unbelievable. Then like, I think it comes from us players on the pitch, like really trying to get the fans with us, and like the fans took over that game for us and really got us over the line, because Norwich were one of the better teams that we played, and we had to dig in, and then like the fans helped us over the line. So yeah, then like well done to you guys.
Match days, you know, we come to the ground, we get in, get our bovril, pie, love a pie. What is it like match day for you? Do you still get that enjoyment, that buzz of going up to the ground, that preparation beforehand? Talk us through match day. I'll start with you, Hayden, if you don't mind. How does it all start for you?
I was just chilling in the changing room before. Yeah, listen to Nick Kim. Yeah, and then you get to go and play in front of these amazing fans.
And Tommy, are you chiller as well? Are you there listening to the tunes?
Yeah, I think everyone's different nowadays. I think you've got lads that, like Hayden, who are chill, Morgs will chill, and you've got like, other lads who will be active doing stretching and everything like that. I think everyone's different nowadays, so yeah. Me, I'm just doing a bit of everything, to be honest. Yeah, in and out.
Well, there's a surprise. And Luke, you know, where do you fit into that match day ritual? You've played a lot of games, you've played high level. Do you still get that buzz going up to the ground on match day?
Yeah, then like I spoke to the boys before the Sheffield game, and like I still get them nerves. Then like on game day, then like when I wake up, I've got nerves in my tummy, which then like, I think is a good thing for me. Then like once I stop getting them nerves, I probably know it's time to pack it in. But yeah, so I still get them nerves. Then like I'm on the stretching side of things. At 34, you need to start stretching at 9 o'clock for a 3 o'clock game. So I'm waking up and stretching.
It was funny because when Adi and Kim, one of the questions that will come to some of the questions, that's what's on the piece of paper that I've got here from the fans. And I said to Kim, what do you do before the game when the lads are out sort of warming up, getting preparing? He said, I don't know. He can't remember. You know, are you aware of what the management team are doing when you're out there doing your thing? Do you not focus on them? Do you not think about them? You just focusing on your game?
Yeah, of course. Like they're not. Like we have nothing to do with that. They're not. Like once we're out on that pitch warming up, it's all about us trying to get ourselves up to tempo, then as quick as possible, so we can have a fast start in games. So we don't worry about anything else that's going on around us. It starts early, our preparation, and yeah, then like it goes all the way up to 3 o'clock when we start.
I spoke to Kim and Adi before you came, and I asked Adi about Kim's style and said, you know, what has he brought to the club? And Adi said, getting into his head, his ideas, the way that he approaches the game is such a fresh view. And from such a experienced and high-level coaches as Adi, it's amazing. As players, how did you adapt to Kim Hellberg coming into the club, Tommy? I'll start with you.
I think energy-wise and defensively, I feel like we was always a present side under Rob, and I feel like Kim didn't really want to change things on that front, but I feel like everyone can see the change in the attacking style and how he's got us running forward and how he's got us moving into certain positions. And I thought the other night, the first half against Sheffield United, that was the best we've ever performed attacking. So yeah, I think, yeah, that's the biggest change in my opinion since he's come in, and I feel like everyone's bought into it and we're reaping the rewards for it.
And Hayden, what was that first week like with the new coach? You know, coaches come and go, don't they? And we know that in football. He's come in, he seemed to sort of put his arm around you. Did you get that sense that it was a big cuddle around you, like we can move this forward?
Yeah, I think what Tom said there, he didn't want to do too much. It was more or less just going forwards, creating chances. How can he improve us, like attacking wise? Yeah, but it's been great. I've loved working with him.
What's he done for you then? Give us a sense. I'll ask all three of you. What one thing has Kim Hellberg done for you as players?
For me, I think he's just putting me in the positions where I can, I don't know, affect the game the most and bring out like my best attributes for me. Yeah, probably that. I think he's doing that with everyone though. Putting everyone, I know it sounds simple, but like putting everyone in the position where they can do what they do best, basically.
And who are you waving at in the crowd? You can't be waving at everyone in the crowd.
Down.
He switched your position, you know, you bomber up and down the wing, putting you into centre half. I know you started life as a centre half. Has it become more comfortable for you to go back into that position? And did he breathe that confidence into you to go, look, you can do this, we know you've got the skill. How did he bring that about with you?
Yeah, firstly, then like going back to when he first come in, like I think the boys think about football in a different way, and like I was lucky enough at Leeds to work under a manager that made me think that, and like these boys are so lucky to have that at such a young age, because he brings ideas that no other manager that I've been with as well, like including Marcelo, brings, and he's always making us think about the game. He's always like giving us new ideas every single day, which is great for us. And then like me personally, like I played centre half in the past, and it's been different to how he wants me to play centre half. Then I think it suits me a lot more. Like obviously I'm not as big and strong as Dalo, AD, George, Jonesy, and that, but I feel like I can get in on the 10 and press the 10 and really go man for man, and that's something that he's encouraged me to do. And then like, on the ball, like obviously playing right back for all these years, like I feel very comfortable on the ball, and like I feel like at centre half, like I can kind of put my foot on it, slow the game down when it needs to be slowed down, then like quicken it up. So then like he's put that pressure on me to do it as well. Then he wants me to put my foot on the ball and bring people towards us, then go fast. So yeah, it's been great.
Is that the key? You're elite athletes, and you'll have had coaches in the past, everyone with a different message. How important is it that you adapt to those messages quickly that the manager is getting across? And, you know, how does it affect you as not just footballers, but as human beings, Tommy?
I just feel like as footballers and as professional athletes in what we do at such a high level, you have to buy into whatever the manager's telling you to do. It could be Kim, it could have been Rob, but especially Kim and the way he goes about things in meetings.
He said the R word, didn't he? We should have had the QI klaxon, shouldn't we?
Sorry. But yeah, when Kim's come in, ever since Kim's come in, the way he goes about meetings and training, it's all about like us as lads and what we're going to do on a Saturday. And the buy-in from everyone, like I said before, it's unbelievable. And when you have lads that want to do that, ultimately you're going to go into a Saturday and win games.
Is it the consistency of the message that helps Hayden? That, you know, AD and Kim were saying, we prepare the same way, we keep the consistency, we know the players can prove what they do because you've done it. You know, you're doing it. You had a bit of a sticky patch, but they cracked on with doing the same thing with you. Is that consistency help you as a player?
Yeah, for sure. I think when we went on that little, well, we didn't score in 4 games, was it? Nothing really changed. We probably went more on the stuff that we were doing. Like, did it even more. And I think Kim just trusted us that it would happen for us and we would start putting them chances away, so.
And as an older player, oh, I shouldn't have said that, should have, Luke.
Jesus. That old man. I'm trying to get a new deal. I'm 24. I'm telling you.
To be fair, my socks are older than you, Luke, if I'm honest with you. But as a senior player within the group, you know, and again, you heard Kim and Adi alluded to all 3 of you being leaders in your own different ways. Is this where you come to the fore in the pitch, where players could duck or dive a little bit? Do you have to then go, come on, you can do this? Because I thought there was one game, I think you were sub, Luke, and you were pretending to warm up down the touchline, and you were coaching the back 4 as you were going. Can you remember that? Yeah. Do you see this as part of your role as a senior player within the group to bring the lads through?
Yeah, I think then like when I was here last time, I spoke about then like that changing to playing centre back like really opens up the whole field for me, where I can speak to everybody in front of me. Like, I can kind of get people where I want them to make my job easier as well, you know. So like I do it from a selfish point of view, but to help the team out as well. And then I'm going to be the person that I am, and if that means helping the boys when things get a little bit nervy or whatever, then like so be it. I enjoy that responsibility. Like, I'm 34, I've played at a decent level, and like I enjoy that. So yeah, stick it on me.
Decent level. You're very good, mind.
He reminds us every day of that, by the way.
Right, you're all veterans of On the Road. You've done it before. Normally, it would be the box of questions which the fans would have written on the way in, because this has been beamed tonight over the interweb. So a lot of the fans have put their questions in. Put your hand up if you put a question in via the internet tonight. So none of these. Could have pretended. I'll do this for the cameras because you're like, put your hand up if you've submitted a question tonight. Thank you. Very, very good. So the first one in, Josh. Who was your idol as a footballer when you were growing up? And we'll go from you, Tommy, to Hayden, to Luke.
Is that like football-wise or just in life as general?
Football-wise?
Football-wise. I'd say like Van Persie. I was an Arsenal fan, and when I was growing up, he was the striker.
Stop it. He's allowed to have a life out of Borough, you know. What was it about Van Persie that you loved about?
Just he was a goal scorer. He scored goals, and you know, as a kid growing up, and the team you support, the goal scorer is naturally the one that you take to. And me being a striker, that was always going to happen for me.
And when he went to Man United, were you disappointed?
Yeah, I hated him.
Go on then, Hayden. Who was your player when you were growing up? Don't say David Wheater.
Yeah, it was. No, it's boring one, but it's Cristiano Ronaldo. Yeah.
Why? Tell me why. Give me a reason why you loved him.
I don't know. He was always on the TV. Man, you were always on the TV, and he was pretty good, wasn't he?
No more questions, Your Honour. Luke, growing up, who was the player for you?
Terry, then like John Terry was my idol growing up. Then I grew up a Chelsea fan. Then I grew up South London, so they were the closest team to me. Grew up like watching him on TV, and like had the then like I've met him a few times, and he's then like, always spoke to me, and like, then that been really nice. So yeah, John Terry growing up for me.
Is it second side to that? Just thinking, you were kids once growing up with idols. Do you carry that with you when you meet the young kids that come up to you outside the ground on a match day, and they want your autograph, they want the selfie with you? You were that kid at one point. Do you know how that kid feels?
Yeah, I think it's like our job now, ultimately, but you almost forget that feeling that you had when you was a kid. But for me, when you see someone come up to you and they're so excited, it does remind you of them times that when you were that age and how excited you were to meet your idols as well.
And same for you two as well. If just you remember you were that kid at that time wanting that autograph and that photograph.
Yeah, of course. Like we see their little faces light up. Then like, I'm quite lucky that I've got my own little football academy, and I've got like from 4 up to 12, and I go Monday and Fridays, and I see their little faces, and like it's great to get down there and see them. So yeah, it's then like it's a dream for some of these kids that will be in the audience here today to be sat up here one day, and look, then like us three have made it. So then like why not you lot?
And this one from Louis, I'm going to put this to you, Hayden. Growing up locally, you're a local lad, watching the borough, flag waving. You've got kids who want to be you now. How does that make you feel that there are young players who want to be Hayden Hackney?
Yeah, it's mad. I don't know why you'd want to be that. No, it's special. It's a special feeling because, like you're saying there, I went to the games, wanted to be on the pitch, and then I've managed to do that. So, like Luke was saying there, it is possible if you put the hard work in.
And this one's from Cameron, and I think I'm right in saying that all of you have been captain at one point through the season. Am I right in thinking? I think you've had the armband?
Nah.
Skip that bit. Tommy don't need the armband. He's a good lad.
Does pre-season count or what?
We keep it away from him.
Well, I was just building your part up there, mate, Mr. Conway. But with the captaincy, the two other side of you, Tommy.
You can include me,
Drop your mic, TC. Then look like we've got this bit.
Well, you can just put it on when you go home and whatnot.
Oh, I put it on in the changing room before, and
What is it like then to have that pressure of the armband on? And it's a massive honour, I would imagine. But what is it like to have it? Is it a weight? Is it a pleasure? What is it? Go on, Tommy. It
is quite a pressure, I'll leave it there.
Come on, Hayden. That armband.
No, it is. It's an honour. And yeah, watching people like Grant growing up, and I think everyone does it different. Like you do it different to me, Bill. Dale does it different. It's just different ways of doing it, really. But it's a massive honour.
So what do you have to do? So what comes with being the captain? Do you have to? Can you?
No, literally, you go and meet the referee. You shake his hand. He talks to you. You ignore all that, and you flip a coin, and you say heads or tails, and then you just walk on the pitch. It's not really. It's not hard. I promise you. If anybody says it's a hard job or you're carrying the weight of your shoulder, nothing. You just got to flip a coin. You do not even flip the coin anymore. The ref flips the coin, so you don't have to do that. It's easy.
So do you get extra money for being captain?
No, I don't. Hacks might, not me.
Next question. You can see how this is going to go, can't you? You really can. This is an interesting one from Alex. And you all come through youth systems and played 23s. What's the biggest adjustment from going through from academy to first, second year pro to getting into the first team? What are the biggest differences in playing, mindset, everything, Tommy?
For me, when I was at Bristol City, I think the biggest thing for me was the speed of training and everything. You've got to get to grips with that quickly. And when I went away with pre-season with them the first time, it was a big wake-up call, and I feel like I knew I had to step up my game if I wanted to be part of the squad. And fortunately enough, I managed to train well and force my way into the squad that year. But I feel like it's so tough nowadays, the speed of things, and the boys who come up from the 23s, they have to almost state their claim straight away when they come up to training, and you know, we do our bit to try and help them all the time. So yeah, for me it's the speed of training.
For you, Hayden, what's the transition like from academy 23s into first team?
Yeah, it's the physicality, and that it means something. So someone's gonna dig you out if you're not doing your bit. In 23s, it doesn't really matter, to be honest. But that's the main thing I would say. Very competitive and physicality.
Can anything prepare you for first team football coming through the academy to 23s?
Like, I think the playing wise can. Like, I don't think the pressures of it like can be brought from 23s up, because at the end of the day, like when I signed for Yeovil, like I went there and I'm playing to keep a manager in his job who has a mortgage to pay and everything. So that's the pressure that we carry with us, you know. So I don't think that pressure thing, but like our academy, like we've got some very good young players in our academy. Like they come up and train with us. Most days we have 4, probably 5 players training with us every day. So we've got a very good academy here, and then like you've seen with Hacks, Dalo, Sol, like they're massive parts in our squad right now. And there's more to come. Like Cruz has been on the bench a lot this year. Finn Cartwright's then I've got so much talent, and there's a few more that I can name. So we're very lucky that we've got a very good academy here.
What is it like when you get that call up to the first team from the 23s? You know, can you remember your first time for being called up, Tommy?
Yeah. It's the feeling when you go into the changing room and you see your name and your number for the first time. And I saw it, I don't know when it was, I think it was Fulham away when I saw Cruz, and I saw him go in and he was taking a little photo on his phone, like of his shirt, and I was like, oh, we've all been there, Cruz. Put my arm around him, and obviously he made his debut that day. But it's that one, it gave me that reminder when I was in his shoes and I went into a changing room at Swansea and I saw my name and my number, and it was like, this is where it gets proper, because obviously you never used to see your name or anything on the back of your shirt. But seeing that when I saw Cruz, it took me back to when it happened for me, and it was a special moment for him.
And for you, Hayden, it was your hometown club getting that call. Can you remember that day, saying you're going to play on Saturday?
Yeah, it was Birmingham. And Leo just pulled me, and it was very casual. He just said, oh, you're going to play. And I didn't know. I was like, oh, okay, yeah. Just didn't know what to, okay, perfect, yeah. And then he just walked off, more or less. And then, yeah, Craig Liddell was involved, and he's the one who, like, tried to settle my nerves, really. Just said, oh, just do what you normally do. You'll be fine. But yeah, Leo just dropped that bomb on me, yeah. Very
casually. Oh, get yourself ready. Can you remember your first? I've done it again, haven't I?
Yes, I can, because I tell the boys about it all the time. It was Champions League for Arsenal. Yeah, well, thank you. Cheers, yeah, lovely. Cheers for that.
But it is, you know, as Tommy said, when you saw Cruz' name on the team sheet, you know, does it take you back to when you got that buzz? And it must mean the world to them that you guys as pros that are seasoned in the first team are going around putting your arm around and saying, go on, you'll be great. You know, it must mean the world to you when you see the young players coming through.
Yeah, like us boys have done it. Like we know the buzz that it is. Like it's still a buzz for me when I go in the dressing room and like I see my name on the back of my shirt. It's still a buzz every time I see that. So then like we know what it feels like, and like to see Cruz do it. And Cruz is such a good young man, honestly. Like he wants to learn every day. He's so hungry, and like he will have a big future here. So we're all buzzing for him, and there's more young kids coming through. And then we signed some young lads this window that we can put our arm around. And what a great environment to be in. Like they're not just floating through the championship. Like we're going for something, and they're involved. They're on the bench, and they're feeling that pressure early on in their career, which is amazing.
Absolutely brilliant. Brilliant. This is from Richard. Just can you ask the three lads, what's your proudest moment in football, in your footballing journey so far, Tommy?
got to be making my debut probably. I think for anyone, it's making your professional debut, and the hard work that you've put in from whatever age and whatever your journeys look like, the ups and downs, and I feel like for you and your family, that's such a special day to go through.
For you, Hayden?
Yeah, it's my debut, yeah. I always remember I was so nervous because I wanted to do so well. And I remember Johnny just saying, if you're ever going to lose the ball, just pass it to me and I'll lose it for you. And like, it just settled my nerves straight away, and I was just like, it just gave me that confidence in the game, so yeah.
Proudest moment, Luke, in football?
It was probably my like Premiership debut. Then like you grow up, then like dreaming of a kid to play in the Premiership, to be on Match of the Day, and there I was.
And there you are. I've got that written down. It's on camera as well.
Way, he scored at Old Trafford as well, by the way, if he hasn't told anyone.
It was a blinder as well, wasn't it, if I remember?
It was right. I think it was 35 yards or something. But who's counting?
I heard it was 45 yards. That's what I've got written down here. Gemma, on a similar sort of thing with Match Day, do you still get the same buzz going to the ground as you did as a fan on Match Day? Now that you're pros and it is your profession, you know, we know what it's like walking to the ground, don't we? You get that buzz, it's that anticipation to what it's going to be like. Are we going to get a good start? Do you get that same buzz as us fans do?
I'd say it's a different sort of buzz. I feel like my dad goes to games and he always sends me videos like the fans going in and like that gives me the sort of buzz that you guys experience. But for me, it's more of like a buzz like, let's perform today, let's get 3 points, let's get over the line, let's one more step towards our goal. That's the sort of buzz I get.
What about you, Hayden? What's the...
Yeah, I think it's more of a buzz, yeah, because you get to do something about it, you know, like, you get to make these guys happy if you can. Do everything you can to do that. So yeah, I think it's even more.
And that buzz, Luke, from being a fan, walking to the games, to go in there as a professional footballer, is it the same sort of butterflies in the tummy?
Yeah, then like definitely, then like that nervous energy in your belly when you go in, and then like once you get that first touch or that first whistle goes, then like all them butterflies nerve goes, and you just kind of then like get into the games. But definitely from the drive into the ground and everything is a really good buzz.
Next one's from Lewis, and I think it's a fascinating one. Do you listen to footballing podcasts? And I'll go with you, Luke, first of all. Is there one that you would listen to? Is there any that you would choose? Podcasts about football? No.
Oh, not really. No, I don't really. Like I spend most of my time at the training ground. You know, like we're watching clips. We are football. So when I'm away from it, I kind of like to switch off. To be honest, yeah, I don't choose to listen to podcasts or anything. Like you might come across a few things on like your Instagram reels or TikToks and stuff that you would have a 10 seconds, but I wouldn't sit there and listen to an hour and a half podcast, no.
So what is your release from football? You know, as you say, you live football, breathe football. You know, you've got your academy now, which is successfully growing. How do you release from football?
Yeah, it's mostly that. It's family. They're not spending time at the academy. Yeah, just switching off really and just getting away and taking time for yourself, taking time for the family. Like obviously I'm at a bit of a different stage in my life than these two are. So I'm chasing a 2-year-old or playing football with a 2-year-old up on the landing for 3 hours of a night. So that's me most nights.
Any podcasts, Hayden, anything you would listen to? And the second part of that, you know, how do you switch away from your footballing life?
No, not really. No podcasts. No, just try and play golf.
Is that try for time or mastering it?
Yeah,
no, try is crap.
Trying, yeah. Yeah, that is trying to play golf. Yeah, a few lads play golf, so we just... Yeah, there's a few good players. This guy's...
I've played one, by the way.
No, he comes round.
I was crap.
Bit of moral support, don't you? Just comes for the banter. But yeah, we have a good golfing group, to be fair.
And what about you, Tommy? Do you listen to any podcasts or no?
No, that's not me, really. But to switch off and things like that, I'm at the training ground till about 4 or 5. Me and George Edmondson are probably playing darts or table tennis, or I'm playing darts or table tennis with these two as well. So I don't get home till about 5 or 6, go home, have a sleep, and then it's time to have dinner, then go to sleep again. That's what I do.
Who's the most competitive out the group of you? That's everybody.
Do you know what? Right now we've got a really good dart school going, so we play Killer, and it. What I mean? Hello. Yeah, so we play darts at the minute, so that's our sport of choice, and we've got a really good squad going. The most competitive, look, like we're all sportsmen, we all want to win. So there's 25 of us in that dressing room.
So who's the best then? Who's the best darts player out of the lot of yous?
Tiggs. Tiggs is very. Tiggs is good at every sport. Yeah, every sport. So Tiggs is probably the best.
And who was the worst at darts and here?
Tommy Conway.
Oh.
Good one.
Leo's awful.
Oh my God.
Leo's awful. Leo is still a young lad, so he's still got a lot of learning. So he probably ain't. Yeah.
He just not
Like he's nervous when he's throwing.
really.
Yeah. So
But which is probably a good thing because he's probably not spent a lot of time in pubs. So that's what we say. So it's a good thing.
Any of the staff any good? Do they join in? Is the gaffer? Because you said Adi and him were up with the darts up at Newcastle, taking it all in. Are they doing a bit of a stealth mission to sort of come and take you on? Is there a staff versus players? No, not going to happen.
no, they don't come in the changing room, to be honest. They just let us do what we got to do.
Is that important that you have your space and the staff have their space?
I think so, because like you can obviously imagine like there's 25 lads in there, banners flying off the walls, and you know if you don't want to say the wrong thing, and you don't want to be checking your shoulder every 5 minutes saying like what you're saying. So yeah, I think it's important that we have our space and they have theirs.
Brilliant. Liam, he says, from your time at Middlesbrough, which match lives in your memory that you've played in? Is there a game that you can really go, that was a match I thoroughly enjoyed, Luke?
Norwich last game, like generally, like I walked off the pitch and I was like, yeah, like that's the feeling that that's what I want to feel. It was amazing. The way that the players dug in, because we were like obviously on a really good run of form, and people see Norwich as sitting 16th, 17th in the league, 20th in the league, whatever they were. That they're not a good team, but they were a really good team, and we done a really good job on them. And the fans that last 20 minutes were unbelievable. Honestly, it was a real joy to be in that stadium that day. So for me, it was probably Norwich.
Is there one for you, Hayden? A match that sticks out in your mind?
It's got to be the Chelsea one for me, yeah. It was unbelievable.
What a night, wasn't it?
Yeah, what a feeling. Yeah, I've never feeling like that, ever. Nothing was even going through my head, I don't think. I didn't even know how I celebrated. Just remember Crooksy grabbed me from behind, just like, what's going on here? Out of breath after I celebrated, but yeah, that was unbelievable.
And what about you, Tommy? The match that really sticks in your mind?
Similar to Bill in terms of like atmosphere, and that was Norwich. 100%. I think every lad in the change room said it after that game. Like that was special. And I'm not just saying this, but the other night, I feel like that was a massive win. It's a statement win for us to go to a place like Sheffield United and go and win. And when I got subbed off, I was so nervous. I was thinking, lads, please hold on. Yeah, I was so stressed. I was thinking. You know, I've said it before, like, this is part of me now, and I want to do well, and I want to get promoted, ultimately. Like, that's why we're all here. And obviously getting 3 points out of a place like that. In recent times, Ipswich went there, they couldn't get 3 points, and then we've gone there and performed like we did, and we was 2-1 up, and then I was thinking, last 10 minutes. I was going back and forth to the dressing room, I was thinking, I can't watch. And then last 5 minutes, I sat down, and I was just looking to the lads by the side of me, I was thinking, I cannot watch this. And then the ref blew his whistle, and I was buzzing.
Brilliant. Mark has sent this one in, and it's an interesting one. Which ex-Borough player would you most want to play in the team with? Is there a one that comes to mind, Luke? Any ex-Borough player over our 150-year history that you would have liked to have?
Yeah, Big Wheats. Yeah, Big Wheats.
Or just for the banter?
Get him ahead and everything. Wheats, mate. Wheats is a good guy. I like him. I'll say Wheats.
Do you know what? He did ever so well. It was injuries that sort of that did him, but
No, top player. Played a lot of games in the Premier League. Like I remember him. Obviously, I grew up watching, and and I've met him a few times, and good player, great lad.
Has he told you about the England when he got called up for England?
Yeah.
The David Beckham shower gel.
They're not like I've met him 4 times, but he's told me that 5 times. It's incredible.
It's slipping into your DMs, having a look. Hades, out of all the time that Borough have been around, that 150 years of ups and downs, which ex-Borough player would you like to have had in your team with you?
It's difficult. Gaston Ramirez, probably.
Oh,
I
yes.
love watching him. Yeah, I don't know. There's a lot.
You've gone for Gaston now.
Yeah. Janino.
Emerson.
Yeah, there's a lot. There's so many. But Gaston Ramirez, yeah.
Yeah, I'll tell you that. Mr. Conway.
I'd say Janino, probably. Or Woody. Jonathan Woodgate.
Oh, right. Good choice. See, not a lot of the big ones, because, a lot of people would be expecting like Ravanelli or some of the big names in there. But were you aware, mainly for Luke and for you, Tommy, of that team that came to the Riverside 30 years ago and what Brian Robson had built then, the big names that, you've got Fabrizio Ravanelli coming in. Was it something you were aware of growing up watching football?
Yeah, because we then used to do his celebration when he used to get his top over his head and then show your belly. That was the celebration, wasn't it? So for me as a kid, I was doing it. Yeah, of course, but that was when I was 4 or 5. So these boys weren't even a thought in the atmosphere. Do you know what I mean? They were still charging around there. Yeah, so
brilliant. Right, moving on to the next one. I think we've come to that then. Finley, I love this. So for Tommy, Finley wants to know what you think your best footballing attribute is and why. Your best footballing attribute and why.
I'd probably say my finishing. Some of you may not agree.
Laughed. Who laughed?
You waited for that, didn't you?
Stand up if you laughed. I want to shake your hand.
Done myself.
Check out your goal on
Yeah,
Monday
probably
night.
say like running or something instead.
Hayden, what's your best footballing attribute and why?
Running with the ball, probably. Because it's different. There's not many midfielders that run with the ball. I don't know. Yeah, probably that.
Run with the ball.
Dribbling.
Very good, Eric. Come on, Luke. Best footballing attribute and why?
Mine now is probably my head. Probably got to think more than being a bit older, but before probably energy. I had plenty of it. Could get up and down. So over the years it's changed, but definitely now I have to think more with my head.
And this one, I just think is an amazing thing. It's not really much of a question, but it's from John, and I think it goes deeper into who you are as people. And John sent a message in showing his appreciation. He'd seen the interview that you and I done, Tommy, about the wonderful charity Zarak, who do amazing work, and the work you do with them. And he just said, you learn so much about the person by what you hear people talk about and you see what they do other than football. Is this something, and I'm going to put it as a wider thing, we see you on Insta, match days, we see you on, training page, but you're human beings, your sons, dads, husbands, you are human beings and real people. Is it important that people realise that you are, Luke?
Yeah, but I think now with that kind of stuff, I think it's opened us up to that. I think people, obviously the mental side of the game is a big thing nowadays, and I think fans realise that and they take it on board. But yeah, we're just normal guys trying to live out our dreams, and some days we have bad days at work, and but we've got to have our bad days in front of 25,000, which can be a bit crap sometimes, but it is what it is, So then off the pitch, if Tommy does his stuff with then like the charity, which is great. Then obviously I've got the football academy, which I love doing, and then like try to give something back to the kids in my area. Yeah, it's just something that we enjoy doing, and a kind of a switch off from football, which we need. You know, we go home and we just want to switch off and go back into work the next day and work hard again.
And Hayden, how do you cope? Because the Hayden Hackney on the pitch, but you also, Hayden Hackney, the son, aren't you, who goes around, you've got to do your shopping and you've got to play darts and golf and so on. Is it hard to combine the two and make the two work together?
No, I think you just be yourself. I think it's a bit weird to this day, to be fair, because the first time I was dead shocked because I was only like a couple of days after my debut, and I just went to Tesco, and they were like, "Oh, can we get 4?" I was like, that was the first time anyone's asked me, and I was just like, yeah. Like I didn't realise it at the time, and it was just like it was weird, to be honest. I was just like, yeah, if you want a photo, like we can have a photo, but it's just, yeah, it's nice. It's nice now.
And Tommy, you know, we know the work you do as director, which I take my hat off. And George Edmondson as well, you do amazing work. This is something that you want to do to give back to the local community, and you're very, very passionate about it. Is it something that's always been within you?
Yeah. My parents were always the same in giving back to me and my sisters, and, you know, I'm up here on my own, and what could I do in my spare time to try and give back? And like I said to you the other day, this area now, I feel like it's becoming part of my home, and the story of the kids not sleeping at night, you know, it really affected me, and getting involved with them and making it more of a big thing. The stat that got me was there's 900,000 kids in the UK that's not sleeping at night. And there's kids in Middlesbrough and the Tees Valley area that have that same impact. And me raising awareness for that, it's to try and get more beds and kids sleeping at night because they're going to school tired, and ultimately we know what that leads to, them not learning properly. So, yeah, just trying to give back in that way, and hopefully I've raised some awareness in that sense.
I think you're all amazing. I genuinely do, you know, for the talent that you have as elite sports people, but as human beings, I think on the pitch on match day, we see you shine, and I really mean that. We'll get to the big question now from Josie. Up the Borough indeed. Right up them. What's your favourite Pokemon?
Pikachu.
Pikachu.
Yeah.
Your favourite Pokemon? Straight in with Pikachu. No?
Charizard.
Jigglypuff?
They're too young for
Too young, aren't they?
Pokemon cards.
I know. Might as well.
They're a fortune now as well.
Well, you missed it earlier because
Yeah.
I was speaking to Kim and Eddie, and Kim couldn't understand a word I was saying. He just nodded politely, and then he said, "I don't understand you." So we'll have to have 888 for the C-Fax. There's another one that you'll not get. Your favourite Borough chant for when you're on the pitch is the one that makes you giggle, one that makes you smile, one that you love,
Alan
Hayden?
Brown's.
The brownie one.
Wow.
Yeah, we play it in the dressing room.
That is so
Always sing along. Brownies.
You were singing it on the bus on the way home.
Well, yeah. And he, with the music that you run out of Pig Bag, you know, an all-time classic floor filler, do you get a buzz on when you hear that? What's it like hearing it when you're not in a match day scenario, maybe it's at a supermarket or somewhere? Do you go, do I have to get ready now?
What was that game? The away game? The away game? They were playing it. Was it QPR? No, it wasn't. No, it was recent. Stoke were playing it, and we were all like, we're doing the one work.
Yeah, giving a little bop. Yeah, that was it. Whoever said that, that's great knowledge of that. Whoever said that.
Good knowledge, well done. And final one, big game, Monday coming. The run is phenomenal, and the performances you put on are absolutely phenomenal. Do you look at this fixture as a pivotal moment, or do you just see it as another game? How are you preparing for it? Go on, Luke, over to you first.
No, I think we can't hide from it. Then, it is a big game, but we go into it like we do every game that we've gone into under Kim. You know, we work hard during the week, and then we'll arrive on Monday with a game plan, and then we'll try to put it out there. But then we can't lie to ourselves. Then, we know how big the game is, but then like there won't be nothing won on Monday night. Like we're not going to get promoted then on Monday night. So it's just another 3 points hopefully, then on our tally, then on to the bigger picture. But yeah, there ain't no hiding from it. Like we know it's a massive game.
How are you preparing for it, Hayden? How's it going?
Yeah, all good. I can't wait for it, to be honest. I'm buzzing for it. Yeah, the last couple of games against them, I think, yeah, they've got the better of us, so... No, so we'll be ready for that, yeah.
Preparation, Tommy, how's it going?
Same as always, you know, don't change. Don't think any of us have changed throughout the whole season in terms of preparation. And yeah, like these two said, we know how much of a big game it is, and even the other night felt like a big game, and everyone was just buzzing for it. And I feel like we've got the same buzz going into the next game. And if I'm being completely honest, last year we probably didn't have that going into those sorts of games, the feeling, but I feel like I can really feel it off the other lads, and we're going to go into it full of confidence.
And I've got to ask this, because I asked the management team, you know, what will it mean for you if it happens, touching wood, you elevate this club into the Premier League? Because they can't wait for it, we can't wait for it. What would it mean for you guys? Come on, Tommy.
I'll cry, 100%. Final whistle, whenever that is, hopefully we have that feeling, and yeah, I'll just fall to my knees probably. But it was funny, the other day a video popped up, and it was the video when they got promoted back in 2016, 2017, that time. And yeah, the pitch invasion. And I'm just thinking, like, I would love to have that. I would love to have that. Just carnage everywhere.
Carnage everywhere. With Dimmy and Guy, that was the one where Dimmy took the court and he went down, didn't he? And the whistle
then
went.
Boomed it in, and you,
yeah,
all time, everyone on the pitch.
What do it mean for you, Hayden?
Yeah, everything. That's been my dream since I was a kid. Yeah, in that moment, I think I told you last time I was a ball boy. I'd have been somewhere on that pitch in that carnage. Yeah, so if that would be amazing.
Luke, we get back to the Premier League. What would it feel like?
Yeah, it'd be great. Like I think I said last time when I was here with you, that like obviously I've been lucky enough to get promoted, but it was in COVID, so I didn't have that pitch invasion. I didn't have the bus tour. I didn't have on somebody's shoulders on the road. So that's what I signed here 2 years ago to get. Like I said it, and that's what I hope we can work to. Like I hope I'm on somebody's shoulders May 3rd or wherever it is, going around the Riverside.
Well, we love you very much, don't we? Thank you very much for your time this evening. Coming and entertaining, illuminating, and just be the best you can, because you're doing it each and every week, and we love watching you. Can we have a massive standing ovation for Tommy Conway, Hayden Hackney, and Luke Ayling?
Thank you.
Cheers.
Thank you for having us.